Hello and welcome back to our channel, and in this video we are going to be checking how you can create your own components for our 3D layer group asset. So when you take the package and import it, you have this nice demo scene in which you can scroll and check out the settings set up for you already. And by default it just has one field, which is the number field. It's a string and it's set for every element. The number of elements is flexible. And the thing is, it's recycled based on the edge and fixed count cycle um, values. So the fixed count is always fixed and it just keeps reusing the same elements. Instantiates only once on start, which makes it much optimized with the hundreds of elements if you have. So we're just going to look at how we can create our own scripts which inherit from the original to create our own components with our own data. So we can make it like this. Let's go and create our first script. You'll see the demo actually already has a whole set of demo scripts to show how you do it. But anyway, we're going to create our own. And so it's going to be the Carousel Layout Group tutorial. We need to inherit from the Carousel Layout Group 3D, but it's not compiled yet, so it's not letting me see the rest of the code base. Now, to do that, you have to also use the layout group namespace, and then you can see this group 3D. Use this one. Inside the carrots, you need to pass in a tuple. Basically, it uses generics. That T argument has to be fit. So all you have to do is create your own element data and just a tutorial, as that's what it's for. You must inherit from HK-based carousel data, and you need to add the serializable attribute so that it actually shows up in the dynamic list. We can pass that in the carrots as a class instead. Now we can actually define all the data we want in here. This all is also documented in the documentation, so make sure to read that out also if you want to check anything else out. Next, we're just going to make a scene for our demo or tutorial. In this scene, I'm going to create a new canvas and set it up so that it actually gives a nice 3D effect. So to do that, you just change it to screen scale's camera and pass in the camera you need. I'll change the canvas scaler to also these values. Anyway, that's pretty much what you need. You need an empty game object at the child of the canvas, and this is going to be the whole the actual game object with the script. So just add your own component. As you can see, the dynamic list is now updated and has your sprite because that's what we defined in that class of data. We can change that to whatever we want, and whatever we want to store can be put in there. Later on, this is used in the element scripts which we'll add to our prefab, which we'll create next. So first we're going to create a new image. This is going to be the prefab for the element, and these are what going to be recycled multiple times. So basically we have an image component on this, and we have to create an element script which is going to actually modify the values using the data passed in. So actually that's how we do it. So you create this script, and then we have to implement the interface iCarousel element. You need to use the carousel layer group namespace. We'll pass in the carrots this and then implement it. Once you do that, you have these two new functions. So for the ID, you just need to return an ID, which we'll define as private int ID. Just return that, and the configure element, make sure to set it to the index. Now the rest is all up to you. You have the data and you can modify it in whatever way. I mean, you have to not modify it, you have to use it and set your own UI to match that data. So in our case, we just have an image whose sprite we will set. And that's what I'm going to show you how to do. So just set the sprite to the data and its element icon sprite. Now that's pretty simple. Let's move forward and we can actually go to the element. As you can see, it's auto added some canvas and stuff, but we need those because of the sorting order and also graphic raycaster. So to just make it a prefab, we also need to add our element script and pass the reference to the image. That is, modified sprites are going to actually work out. Next, we can give the prefab also in the reference of our script. Now we can set these sprites. We're going to have 20 elements. I know they're quite a bit, so that's why I set each one of them. Just going to randomly set many of these to whatever icon we have. You can actually set them to the ones you want. Of course, part of your menus is to set them up correctly. I'm just going to randomly select everything to show you how it works. Once I'm done with this, I can actually hit play right now, and you'll see that it spawns us the 10 elements or 8 elements, whatever number the fixed count is. And yes, some of them are actually invisible, some of them are oddly looking because we don't have a background yet. Now to add a background, we will need to make the canvas order -1, otherwise some of the elements are going to clip behind it. That's because right now the elements start from 0 and then go up as sorting order. So we're going to go to the canvas, create a new image for the background, make it behind, you're going to stretch it, make it black. There you go. Change the color a bit light dark. Then on the canvas, just change the sorting order to -1. It starts from -1 while our carousel starts from 0. That way the background is going to be always behind our elements. Unless you want it to go behind the background, then you can change that. Anyway, this is how it's looking great. And as you can see, the sprites are being, actually the elements are just 8 and they're simulating to 20 elements with the correct icons as well. We can modify the spacing as well. As you can see, spacing is going to modify that. Many values here you can modify to change the way the 3D carousel modifies itself. And that's pretty much what you can do with this tool. The default selected index will help us spawn the right position. So if you want to be at 5, you'll see it's going to be element 4. Sorry, it's element 5. I guess I have done some. Yeah, so just to make sure to set it near as you want. So 5 is going to give us this check mark and not the first one. And that's how the default selected index works. Another thing you can notice is the custom editor is not actually showing up. So to do that, we need to create an editor script which inherits from the original one. So the reason why I might want to do this is it shows the current selected index in the custom editor. So just going to make this go inside the editor folder, and then we can do a custom editor attribute. We need to use Unity editor, and we'll make a type of our own script that we have just created for the carousel layer group. And we need to inherit one from there, but we need to also use the namespace, and then we can get the editor script and pass in this data as the generic class. And once that's done, we can save it. And yep, now we're back here. I'm just gonna add some text to this, say carousel layout group 3D. I'm gonna anchor it on the top. Also, I need to change this to free aspect. Anyway, that looks good. Now I'm going to save my project, and let's actually change the character spacing and hit play. See how it looks now. So we can see all the elements. We can scroll with it. Also, you should see the custom editor stuff working now with the line info, and you can see the current selected indexes too. We can modify the spacing in real time, rotation Y as well. The scale, everything is modifiable. But yeah, just make sure to keep that in good place, or it breaks something sometimes. It's really simple to fix this, hopefully in the next update. So all of it's working just like you wanted, and you can add as much data as you want. So that's pretty much it for this video. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment, and that's all you can do, I guess. So see you in the next video, and when we have this asset up there, the link's gonna be in the description.